What is happening, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Wicked Garage. As you can see, we are working on our F550 service truck today, and we are installing bags. We're doing a bunch of other work. Well, we've done a bunch of other work while it was in here, so I just wanted to make a quick install video because this is a little more involved than the instructions say, but pretty self-explanatory at the same time. So I got these because obviously with this truck, it's very heavy on the driver's side, and this will be able to do individual loads. So I can put, say, 50 or 60 PSI on this side and only have 30 on the other side so that it levels out. I drive very leaned right now towards the driver's side, so this is supposed to resolve it. So before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, like the video, and comment what you think of this install. But quick explanation on what I did is, obviously this side has the lines and the electrical harness, so we had to actually remove one of the holders that holds the lines. So there's one right here that you have to undo, and then there's one right here you have to undo and take off completely on this one. And then you can move that down and sort of push it away. What I did was I put a plate behind it, and then I drilled or die grinded the two top holes, which were like slotted holes, and I used those as the top bolt points. And then we went from there. We ended up drilling a new hole here, as well as opening up this hole down here that was a little off center on there, so we just ended up doing a hole there. And then everything else is pretty easy. You might want to take a step drill bit and drill these out a little bit further, or die grind them out a little bit further, because they don't quite fit. Yours might, mine didn't. I'm gonna do the airline last because that's the easiest part. We're just spinning in an airline, running it to the back, and it's pretty much done. So we're gonna go and hop over on the passenger side, and I'm gonna show you how to essentially install it. This is a little different, it has a step in, so you're gonna wanna have the three washers, 3/2 inch washers on the bottom and top bolts. So you can see I already started on this side. We have, so imagine that's where it's bolted nice and tight. That's pretty much where we're gonna want our holes. And you can see there's sort of a little bit of a hole there. We're gonna end up drilling and then opening that up, which should work out pretty well. And then we have to drill a new hole on the left side. One tip, if you are doing this by yourself, take the actual hole mount right here and just sit it up over that, and then rest that and push it down and put one of the bolts in. That way there's some pressure against it, and you can get a nut on the back side, and then pretty much just go and put the other one on. This is just mocked up real quick, so obviously I can drill everything out, but the next step is to obviously mark and drill. So we're just going to take a 7/16 drill bit, and we're going to put it in those holes right where we want it, make a little drill point, and then we'll step up the drill bits and get those drilled. I'll be back when we do that. All right, guys, we are on the passenger side now. As you can see, I have that mocked up right now. Obviously the top two holes, which when I pull this off, I will show you exactly which holes to use. There is another hole on that third hole right there, but it's a little too out of place. So you can sort of see there ain't no way that that's going in there, so we're gonna have to do the same thing that we did on the other side, which is actually drill it, and then we're going to step it so that we have enough space to actually put a bolt through. And then we're going to be drilling a new hole right here. This hole exists, and then this hole, it's a little bit up, but it exists. And like I said before, you just die grind these out so that it opens them up. And then these, you're going to have to actually use a step drill bit. Go slow on this, but once you mark it and you have your like a little center point, you're going to drill this out to 1/4 inch, 3/16, whatever you need to do. and then you can use a step drill bit to open it up. You can see the steps in it right now. It's not really a big deal, but I just wanted to open this up so that you can have the ability to actually bolt this to the frame. So that's where we are with the drilling process. So I did the same thing on the other side. The only difference is you got to watch out with the lines, protect behind it. So I just threw a plate behind it after the lines were pulled away. And this is actually an existing bracket for the line holder. You just remove that. You take that off, you remove it, you keep the other one down here, and then rebolt it up once that's done. So next process is to get this up here, get all the bolts in, and get it bolted to the frame securely, and then we can actually put the bag and the bottom bracket on, and then pretty much that just needs to get bolted on real quick, and we could do the Airlines, and that'll be done. All right, so you're gonna want to slide this in. Obviously, let the axle lower as far as possible. Slide this in. You're gonna have to smush it down a little bit. The backside does not get a little spacer like the front, and that is to make it so it tilts it up and makes it a little bit more flat. It's still going to be on an angle. There's nothing you can do about that. It's probably most optimal. I'll show you back on the other side because I adjusted it. I didn't realize that this shouldn't have been on the back and was wondering why it was so off kilter, like this was squished up. So pretty much just install the U-bolts and everything, and then obviously as there's a little pan on the bottom, you're going to slide the pan over the top of that, and then bolt that up on the top, bolt these up, and you should be pretty much set up and ready to go. The only thing that's left is to do the Airlines, and like I said, that's just an air valve on the top in there, and then you just run your line where you designate a spot to fill up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run individual lines from each bag, and then I'm going to put a level in the middle so that I can sort of level it out. But I'll get back when it's all installed and you can see. All right guys, so as you can see, everything's sitting pretty level for what it is on an angle it is. The spacers in the front, and then everything is tightened up. The bottom's tight. We actually loosened these and tightened this and got this like sort of leveled out so everything is as even as possible. We tightened up the top, put this pan on, and then we started the valve. So we just have to tighten the valve, run the lines to the back, and then probably just drill a few holes, and pretty much we're set to go. So I hooked them up, ran them to the back, drilled the holes in these back plates that I have, and I put the Schrader valves through it. Obviously, each side corresponds with which side it is. So before we fill it up, I don't know if it will show on the video, maybe a little bit, but the driver's side is dipped down actually a lot more than it looks on the video. So maybe once I fill it up, we'll find a difference. And now you can definitely see it's a lot more level than it was. So I have 80 psi on the driver's side and 30 psi on the passenger, so it creates a even ride. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Peace out.